We should all say congratulations to Robert Duncan, Metro Transit Operator 2012. So we've been killing time for like an hour and a half trying to make this work, and I guess Dow's going to be here in a little bit, so we're going to kill some more time a little bit here too. But this is great because it's great for me because we kind of had some challenges figuring out how to get Robert here, and so he's a really good friend of mine. Robert and I have known each other for a while, and we've been through a lot together, and through the ups and downs of being his chief, and just knowing through what's gone through his life. Anybody that knows him, he's been through a lot the last few years, and then the last 5 years or so, you started getting yourself pretty healthy and taken care of, and so it's neat for me to see him reach this point, and it's great. So, having someone who is a friend of yours and make it as Operator of the Year, it's been great. So we actually just spent like the last hour and a half just talking away about life, and it was actually a really nice kind of segue into doing this too. So
we didn't stop at Popeye's Chicken.
We didn't stop at Popeye's Chicken. Oh, there's Dow. Come on up, Dow. So, okay, but we've had a really good time. So we're just saying congratulations to Robert. Robert's kind of an unusual case here too for Operator of the Year because he is the first part-time Operator of the Year, the first Operator of the Year who received the award while he was retired. So he's been here a few times. So Robert originally, and you're going to hear him called Robert, Bob, Duncan. I call him Duncan most of the time. So you'll hear everybody as they come up here and talk, who knows him, will call him different things. And some of the things are not appropriate for the workplace, but we'll call him Duncan. So Duncan originally hired full-time August 2nd, 1977, which I was like 10. He resigned again in July of 1983 to go do another profession. He was rehired again part-time in September of 1989, promoted to full-time in 1992, and then retired this last April. One of the best things, though, he just recently earned his 28-year Safe Driving Award. Yep, 28. And he's had, since 1977, one preventable accident, which is really good.
I didn't tell anybody.
Thing about Robert and I is we're always competing. We both have kind of big egos, but the other thing we compete about, I think I have the biggest, but it's hard for us to be in this room at the same time together. And he's always got something to say, so he's probably going to have quite a bit to say here soon. The one thing he has is that bad taste in cars. If you look at your program, that's Robert's car right there. Pretty cool car, but it's right there. No, we put bad taste in your cars. But I have the exact same color of car. We just got cool cars. So a little background about the Operator of the Year. Since 1979, Metro Transit's recognized the Operator of the Year who personalized the best and the best of Metro Transit. And the Operators of the Year is selected by all the previous Operator of the Months selected. So you're selected by your peers, which is even a better honor, I think, than being selected by management. So I think we give a good round of applause for Robert. So with that, with Dow standing right up here right now, we'll just go ahead and get started with the ceremony. So with that, I'm going to introduce Dow Constantine, our King County Executive.
Thank you. All right, Robert, so I've been sitting out in the parking lot for like 10 minutes trying not to spoil the surprise. Seriously. I was talking to Kevin. It's like, I don't want to come in because if he sees the county executive standing around the lobby, it's going to be kind of a tip-off. So Kevin calls me, and all I can hear is this din of you coming into the room. He's here, he's here! Screaming. I'm delighted to be here today. This is one of my favorite events of the whole year because we honor great county employees who've been selected by other great county employees, plus their customers to represent kind of the absolute best of the best in King County's customer service. Our Metro Transit 2012 Operator of the Year, Robert Duncan. And my role now, I have different roles in this thing. And I've presented the ring before, which leads to the awkward situation of me having to kiss the ring. See? So we're going to let Harold do that.
All right, here.
What would the Seattle Times editorial board say, Paul? Really? So my role is to make the formal presentation, first of all, of the Operator of the Year uniform patch. And this is what you will wear to tell, it's the patch. And this is what you'll wear to tell the whole world, in addition to all those embarrassing big billboards, that you are the Operator of the Year. Congratulations. Oh, one more. Oh, this is for your mom? That's great. That's right. All right.
Thank you. Wow.
And I'd also like to present you with a special gift. This is from Metro. I'm told we're not going to have to curtail any routes to pay for this coat, but this is a special coat announcing that you are the Operator of the Year for 2012. It's one of the first things they teach you in executive school. You got to grip and grin. So Robert's now in his third stint with Metro, which gives me some ideas for my own retirement. He was a full-time driver, as you know, from 77 to 83. Probably drove me and my annoying friends around right before we got our driver's licenses back in the day. And, you know, he was rehired twice, which shows that his employee record was probably pretty darn good. I won't ask how you enjoyed retired life. There's probably a backstory to all that. Robert brings a unique resume, of course. He served as a Seattle police officer for 5 years. You probably dealt with me and my friends then as well. And
Why don't you run a little bit? Then I can look from you behind.
that does not look the same as it used to. But before that, he worked at J. Jacobs, Seattle's most popular shopping destination for teenage girls during my high school days. So, I mean, obviously a great gig if you can get it. And in fact, I, just to you know, continue with the coincidences, worked at the Gap downtown. So we may have had the same customers. I know, it was way back. It's like trying to accessorize. So Robert's uniquely qualified to keep his riders both on time and tastefully turned out. We appreciate him bringing that to the job. And you speak French.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
We.
A 28-year safe driving record and a long list of commendations from customers and staff. He is a favorite of coworkers and Metro riders alike. I want to congratulate Robert Duncan on your selection as Metro Operator of the Year, and thank you for your many years of service to the people of Martin Luther King County. Thank you very much.
It's unusual to see Robert not talking all the time either. He's pretty speechless, so this is good. Next we have Harold Taniguchi with the presentation of the ring.
Thank you. Unfortunately, the ring did not arrive today. No, I'm kidding. So before I give this to you, I just want to acknowledge this fine achievement. If you glance to your right there, past awardees, very esteemed crowd that are catcalling behind you, including and as you look out here, obviously there are people here that are very much appreciative of all the work that you've done, and certainly in the Department of Transportation, very appreciative. This is a great tradition within Metro Transit. It is an honor, a distinct pleasure that I have to present you as a 2012 Operator of the Year this beautiful ring that you will wear forever. And you will have to follow in these footsteps of these great people before you that are here and the many that aren't, including Nate. But I'd like to, on behalf of the department, I'd like to present this award to you and congratulate you for this outstanding achievement here. Congratulations. You may put it on, and I'll do this one little photo op. You can put it on. Oh, pinky.
there we go, pinky.
All right, and please, congratulations. You got to give it back now.
We'll give it back.
What's your phone number again?
So for a brief period, Dow was doing that. Dow, you're glad you're not doing that anymore? Yeah. Okay, that's good. So next we have Kevin Desmond, the General Manager of Metro Transit, with the presentation of the plaque. And if you haven't noticed, Robert's hat is not a uniform hat.
I'm off today.
added that to
As of 9 o'clock.
Hey, that's really cool. I got to do the hat, the stocking cap, because that's a new one. Is this new? First time ever?
First time
the
ever,
hat,
brand
and
new.
Al Ramey is probably just licking his chops, saying, "Hey, I didn't get one of those," kind of things. Well, it's always tough following the bosses, Dow and Harold in the ring. I don't know. That's incomparable. I don't know how you do that. I have his phone number, and I know where his office is. If you ever want instant access to his office, let me know. Harold's there all the time and is always willing to kiss
Still know
somebody's
people
ring.
at the department.
That's right. Darwin can help you get in
That's
there as well. Well, as with Harold and Dow, I want to just congratulate you, Robert, and thank you for everything you've done as well in joining this group of people. And you see all the people around here. And I think one of the great things about this event, and Dow and Harold have mentioned it as well, is it reinforces the sense of the togetherness in the family of Metro, and that our previous Operators of the Year keep coming back for this event and the luncheon that we have later in the year as well, and show that solidarity with what we're about here at King County Metro Transit and how we're serving the public. So I'm going to give you the plaque first and then the hat, because the hat's, I think, cooler than the plaque when you come right down to it. But I should open this. So along with, it's like Christmas time at Metro here today, right? Except balloons, all the different gifts and stuff. So this is the plaque to commemorate the award as Operator of the Year. So this is the Metro Operator of the Year 2012, Robert Duncan, with the seal of King County on it. So. Now, more importantly, I think you need to take that chapeau off. That's a French word. Yep.
Don't anybody get scared.
There you go. Whoa, there you go. That's shiny. Hey, that's competition, man. That's competition. For the next snowstorm, you will be able to wear the Operator of the Year 2012 Robert Duncan.
Where's Nick? I usually call in when it snows.
You want a picture of this? I think you need a picture. Ned needs a picture. But
No, this is the.
You want to put it on? Yeah. Oh, that looks good.
It's kind of great. Kevin just mentioned something about family, and Robert and I were actually on the ride back up here. We were talking about it, and he was saying how much the folks here are his family, and so that's kind of a nice thing that he thinks of all this way. And we think of that way in operations. I think of each other a lot. We see work so much in a unique situation and different strange hours and driving in the snow and different weather. So it kind of you rely on each other and count on each other. And It's really nice. So next up, we have Jim O'Rourke, the manager of transit operations. He's got quite a few things to present up here. So.
Well, let's see. We got a couple little envelopes here with little name tags in them. Spare one in case you need a spare. And we got some for that cool yellow car.
Wow.
And,
Stand beside you, take a picture.
oh, sure. We got more though. Still
I
got more.
have a big dartboard. If you
So we normally give Operator of the Year business cards, but I have it on good authority that Robert already has a business card.
Where did you get that?
You don't remember I rode your bus one day, you handed it to me?
But I only handed it to women.
There you go. You got a new card you can hand them now, Robert. And tops and hops.
Jim O'Rourke's permission.
I got to take it up for a second. Can you see that? That's almost small.
And last but not least,
Mine. Sir.
this is your life part.
Uh-oh. Went to the corner left.
The tops and ops, which will be up at all the bases. I'm going to read it to you all. Robert Duncan has been selected as Metro's 2012 Operator of the Year due to the respect he has earned from his peers, management staff, and the many passengers he's served within King County. Robert was hired as a full-time operator in 1977, retired in April 2013, and was rehired as a part-time operator in June of this year. He's earned a 26-year Safe Driving Award and 15 commendations. And by the way, on that Safe Driving Award, the one preventable accident he had was the first year he was here. So, he's been an active member in the base safety committees. He's chosen as East Base Operator of the Month in April 2012 and selected as 2012 Operator of the Year by all the 2012 Operators of the Month. Born in Seattle, Robert remembers riding the bus with his grandmother and admiring the bus drivers as they drove through the trolley switches. His father, who had a career in the Army, moved the family to France until Robert was 14, thus the French speaking. On return to Seattle, Robert attended Roosevelt High School. He now lives in Redmond with his family. His interests include music. He plays drums, and his favorite style is smooth jazz. He also enjoys collecting automobiles. Regardless of what he's doing, he loves making people laugh. Robert's customers often commend him on his knowledge of the transit system and his smooth coach operation. Smooth jazz coach operation. His advice for other operators is be helpful to each other and to the customers. We congratulate Robert on a job well done.
Thanks, Jim. When we were doing Robert's cards, we thought, should we put, because he does hand these cards out to the ladies on the bus, which is where I got this from, putting smooth operator on there, but I didn't do it. Mike Thornton, Duncan's base chief, couldn't be here today. He was on vacation and had it pre-planned before, but was feeling really bad that he wasn't here. So he did write you a little letter and a card. And what I'm told is Mike said, don't read it in front of the group. Not appropriate, but that's for you too. So there's something on there that's not appropriate. So next we have the presentation of the Clean Coach Certificate, and that will be Stan Lindquist, the Superintendent of Bellevue Vehicle Maintenance.
Hi, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
My superintendent, or my vehicle maintenance manager, Randy Winders, couldn't be here today. He asked me to make this presentation to you from vehicle maintenance, and congratulate you from him and all of vehicle maintenance.
Thank you very much.
He also gave you this to go and have lunch.
Open it up. Open that one up.
Well,
Nothing will top the kiss in the ring.
I'm thinking that's why I'm here. It was cash for a while, and then Randy says, I can't make it. If you can do this, I'd be happy. So,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Very much.
And you have your own operator request. You can write your own BOs.
I can write my own BO.
Yes, there you go.
69 points. Thank you very much. Wow. I keep getting more stuff.
I need you to see it's not done yet.
Wow.
So when we were talking about the Vehicle Maintenance Award, at Robert's retirement, he told a story about a booster seat. But we won't go there because it's not appropriate here, but we're going to have vehicle maintenance bring that booster seat up this time.
You can tell the story.
No, I'll let you tell the story. So
I will have to tell you to see.
yeah. I'll let him tell it when he comes up to talk. Next, we have Darwin Campbell, the manager of sales and customer service, with the presentation of a We'll Get You There award and car card.
Yeah, you ready for this?
Sure you're ready for this.
As he just mentioned, I am the manager of sales and customer services, but we know, and I say this every year, and I'm going to say it again, yes, that we know that we borrow the name because customer services really starts when that door opens. And if you don't get it right, we hear about it. So congratulations, first of all you people, I think we do this every year. You're the best of the best, and Robert, you are now one of that group, and they can never take that away from you.
Thank you.
Now, it was about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I had the honor of speaking at this event, and one of my old good friends, John, yeah, was sitting in his chair. And this is even going to be more fun, because I've known him, believe it or not, since he was just a little kid. And he said when he came over, he was saying the last time we met was on the basketball floor. That's not true. You may not remember this, but you were driving a shuttle from the Eastgate parking ride at one point. There was some shuttle service we had running from the Eastgate around to the employers and back over to
And both.
yeah.
Right.
And you were not that fond of that service, if I remember right. And
No breaks.
no. But he was expressing his concern about the service, and it was okay he expressed it to me, but he also expressed it to Rob McKenna and to Conrad Lee, who I think was on the Bellevue City Council at the time, and was very honest about it. And I think, as you've seen here, he speaks his mind. But I'm very proud to be here and to do this for you, for an old friend of mine. And it's one thing that I didn't realize he only had one accident. That was his first year here. He obviously did not drive the way he played basketball.
That's cool. That's cool.
No, it's true. It's Robert was not very tall, but he had a great deal of heart. And we were older, and we bounced him around a little bit, but he always came back. And I think that's pretty indicative of your career here. So with that, I got two things I want to give you, Robert. Hold on. Do this one first. Now, you're probably going to get a bigger version of this at some point later. Okay. Now, this will be on the inside of the buses, and they will tell you that people will see this and see you, and the whispering behind you is going to start. Psst, hey, that's him. Somehow I think you're going to do. Yeah, no, he's. Yeah, it's. You tell me. I don't know. but I suspect he's
I
gonna,
didn't know they were
yeah,
taking.
he's gonna be able to deal with that. And
You got me.
And here's the other one. This is, this one you can take home. Uh-oh, my bad. In appreciation of your exceptional dedication to King County Metro Transit, Robert Duncan, Operator of the Year, we'll get you there.
Thank you. That is so nice.
So you probably didn't play center, right? So I missed somebody, and I missed this guy because Jerry usually at all our managers meetings usually goes last and does some kind of crazy math thing or some kind of thing. He's kind of a funny guy. So I was actually thinking he should go last because he's best. So I rearranged the order a little. So I'd like to bring up Jerry Rutledge, the manager of Power Facilities, with the presentation of the parking sign.
Robert, Bob, Duncan,
Nice
however
to
that
meet
goes.
you.
How are you? So one accident in 28, 29 years, first year, I think, Jim, you should give him a mulligan. I mean, come on. Don't you? You know, I was thinking with the license plate frame and the big yellow car and really fancy, that you really need this to go with it.
Thank you.
Your own parking spot out here, side. But the nice thing about that sign is since you're a part-time operator, you only have to use it part-time. Right, and so what we heard from Nate a few years ago was that this is a revenue-backed sign. Now, if you take it on the times you're not using it over to Central Base Garage on event days, you could get $20, $30 a shot. So you talk to Nate about that, because that's what he did with his there. Yeah. And so the really good thing is, since you're noted by 3 different names, you can get 2 more signs. Bob Duncan and just Duncan Duncan. So you could triple it, you know? I mean,
Very true.
what better is there?
I like
So
your thinking. I like it.
anyway, it's a privilege every year, and it's really good to see the folks, yourself, and the past operators of the year, many of which we've been able to pass these signs along to, and we're just pleased to be able to be part of this. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, next up we have Victor Obeso, the manager of service development, with the presentation of the shelter card, which is the big one right back there.
Robert, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much.
It's an honor to be here. It always is every year an honor to be here in the presence of all the past operators of the year. And it's an honor to be invited here with all the suits from downtown and the suits from Bellevue Base as well. Now, as the manager of service development, we plan your routes and we plan your schedule. So you're the operator of the 311 right now?
Yes.
Is that right? So Woodinville to downtown Seattle via 405. So I've made the grave mistake in prior years of promising layover and a schedule that you can maintain on a daily basis. So I've learned from my past mistakes, and I'm sorry, but I will not promise that to you. But we will endeavor to do everything we can to make your work life better than it has been. So we do have a bus shelter poster that will go up for you at the zone of your choice along the route that you operate. I think at 128th, that freeway facility is a sound transit facility. We'll have to check their rules against graffiti. But they have their own set of rules. But it is an honor, and congratulations to you. You're the best of the best, as you will continue to hear. Thank you so much.
He's almost as tall as you are. So,
That's a yellow dune buggy.
putting on a presentation like this takes a lot of hard work, a lot of countless hours. So I'd like to thank Mary Stevens. You can stand up. Give Mary a round of applause. Mary tirelessly works behind the scenes year after year after year on this. And East Base admin Imelda Nanvalala. And Bellevue Base Administrative Specialist Janice Larson. And all the rest of the East Base staff and operators as well. So next up we have Paul Bachtel, the president of ATU Local 587, with their presentation.
I'll get to you in a minute. So, I'd like to start by thanking Bruce Kennedy for serving us so well this past year as Operator of the Year, and all of the previous Operators of the Year sitting in the place of honor up here in the front. All of these Operators of the Year have best exemplified what a transit operator should be. And when you go out and perform just an extraordinary job for our public, it makes it so much easier for all of the rest of us who drive the bus to do our job. So thank you to all of you, to all of our previous Operators of the Year. You've made my life a lot easier. I never hear from any of you. No one ever calls about an Operator of the Year.
You must hear from Ramey.
Well, Robert's never been shy to tell me what he doesn't like about what Local 587 does, but at the same time, Robert's always been polite, kind, respectful, just everything one would ask for out of a coworker and out of an Operator and an Operator of the Year. So congratulations on behalf of the officers and membership of Local 587. Look forward to seeing you at events throughout the year and seeing you sitting back here next year when they select the next Operator of the Year. So congratulations.
All right, so that's a good segue into the introduction of the former Operators of the Year, which Bruce Kennedy, Operator of the Year 2011, is going to come up and recognize everybody.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
It's a real experience being the Operator of the Year. My personality is a bit different from yours. I'm a quiet type. Back in the 80s, there were some drivers who used to call me Mr. 26 because I drove the 26 all the time. You'd remember that. And they'd say, why do you do that? And nowadays I drive the 346, and they don't ask me why I do that because it's one of the best things out of the base. But not that many people know me. Some people do, but not that many. Until I became Operator of the Year. And it's kind of like you're in the sitcom Cheers. If you remember the jingle of that, with that, it said something like, you go to a place where everybody knows your name. Well, everybody knows your name now. And it actually turns out okay. I was a little bit worried about it from some people knowing my name, but it turned out fine. The most common experience you'll have is somebody coming on your bus and saying, are you the guy in the poster? Or they'll say, you're the guy in the poster, something like that. Once in a while, you'll have somebody go by, like I had these two high school boys go by, and as they're getting off the bus, they say, bye, Bruce. I'm going, who are you? I've never seen you before in my life. And it's just kind of an ongoing experience like that. One of the cool parts about being an Operator of the Year is having your own parking spot. So I've had mine for a year now. Part of that time, it was we were having the parking lot repaid. So instead of being right up next to the door, I was way off over there. And the other drivers would say, boy, you really got the shaft. You have to walk a long way. You should be on the other side of the building where you don't have to walk any distance at all. And I said, well, I asked to be over here. and because I would get lost going over there, or I would come into the way the base where normally I'd come in, and then I'd have to go back out on the freeway and all the way around. So I took the one that everybody thought was a lousy spot. And on you had the big poster where they put on the bus stop. Well, mine, they did graffiti it up. I had a third eye. Well, they couldn't put a mustache on me. And I lost some teeth because I was smiling. And after not that long, a month or so, it was in ink. The ink just went away. And stayed away. It's been probably 10 months, and nobody has graffitied it again. So hopefully they won't use waterproof ink. But it's a real experience, and I hope you enjoy it. Congratulations.
And I think just as a nice thing, we should have all the operators of the year stand up and kind of give them a big congratulations for the past. So now everybody gets to take a seat because Robert gets to come up here and talk. Probably won't be short. Because once he gets going, it's gone. So come on up, Robert.
All right, thanks. Wow. To see all, I'm almost speechless. I guess you probably know by now that, yes, I do speak up to what I feel, but I always try and treat my drivers and my passengers just like I would treat everybody the same, you know. It's so great to see some people over here I haven't seen in years. And you fooled me completely. We will talk about that later. But, Scott, I never would have thought this, but it was my whole goal when I first started at Metro, that I was always I'm kind of a people person, you know, and I do like to make people laugh and feel good getting on my coach. And even when I was a police officer, I guess I grew up being the one to serve people, you know. And I had people that, when I was a police officer, they would call the precinct and thank me for giving them a ticket. And my sergeant says, I've never had that ever happen. How does somebody call the precinct and say, he was such a nice officer? Because I would say things like, what warp do you drive in this car? Wasn't that kind of fast there, Captain Kirk? and they would say, yeah, I was kind of speeding. Slow it down a little bit. That's a police car behind you. And Metro, it's my family. That's one of the reasons why I came back part-time, of course, for the medical, but they're my... We all know about that, don't we? Yeah, we do. You all are my family. I mean, when I retired, I missed it so much. Not the 12 hours a day, but the people in general and the people that I work with, that I would sit at home, I'm calling people, and then I'm coming by the base. Says, you're retired, why are you coming by the base? Well, you're my people. You know, I want to see you. And this will always be my family. It's nice to be welcomed back. Even when I left to be a police officer, I was always welcome to come back in the base and say hello to everybody. And it's just a feeling and a job that I can't begin to tell you how much I enjoy it, as long as it's not full-time now. But even when I was full-time, and I met a lot of wonderful people. Jeffrey, we go way back. And I say thanks to Jeffrey a lot, because when I was younger, in '77, I was a young man going out a lot, and I didn't want to come to work a lot. But Jeffrey was the kind of supervisor that always tell me, hey, you got a good career here. Make up your mind what you want to do. And I thank you for that, because you always stuck by me. You always did. Michael, I want to say thank you to you. You were my best buds here. Michael Liss, I love you like a brother. I mean, you've always been good to me. I see my man back there, Scott. It's good to see you. I'm just shocked at this. You know, you always think that this might could happen. But I didn't do the job to get this. I did it because I like people. And I take the great pleasure of somebody walking up to you and the coach and saying, you know, you really helped that person out back there when they're trying to get somewhere where a lot of other drivers wouldn't help them. I kind of get off on that because it makes me feel good in my heart, and it makes Metro look really, really good. It makes them want to come back and ride the bus. Can't always be on time, but I'll do the best I can to get you where you need to go. And I've had issues. We all have issues dealing with the public, but you got to know how to let it just flow because everybody needs help, and that's the kind of job I always wanted to do. And this is just unbelievable to me. It's like winning an Oscar or something. You know? And no, I don't look like Halle Berry, I understand. But it's unbelievable to me. This just proves to me that I worked at the right place. I was so happy to come back. When I left the police department, I was sure I was coming back here. And I was praying that they would take me back. And when I came back, I was happy because I saw my old friends. It was like I never left. And they teased me a lot, of course. David Newton, he was a big teaser.
Always just starting.
But I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I'm worthy to be around you guys. You guys are everybody but Nate. No, I mean to be in Kay. It's so good to see you. You know, I'm just, gosh. You probably have a good picture of me though, but I'm sorry about the you should have told me. But I guess my reputation goes with just heck, because they very rarely see me without it on when I'm working, but I try and always be clean and look nice to my customers. I have to tell you 2 stories. Last week, where makes this really special, when coming back part-time, last Friday, or Friday before last, I was sitting at my house, and I'm very lucky to see all of you. I was sitting at my house, and my left eye went completely blind. And freaked me out. They wound up I just had surgery last Tuesday where they repaired my eye, and I'm seeing 20/20 now, so with my glasses. So I'm very blessed to be, it's like to come back and have this is just like unbelievable. So now I will tell you the story about the booster seat. I don't see Chuck Willis here. He drives D41. He's downstairs. Anyway, as you know, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. So my drivers always tend to let me know that over the years. So I come to work and working out of Bellevue Base, and I have another operator he doesn't work here anymore, but he always walked me out to the bus so we could talk. So I'm walking out to the bus, and I go, what's that in my seat? You know, I thought it was a wheel block or something, which mechanics tend to do sometimes. And he says, well, I don't know what it is. So I look, and I get up there, I get right up to it. We all been to Denny's, am I right? Have you seen the little brown booster seats they give? And it was sitting in my seat, and that's the part that was funny. But the funny part was they had made up a little label that said, if found, please return to Robert Duncan. 1520 at Bellevue Base. So I walked back in the bullpen. I think everybody was dying on the floor because I have to admit, it was the best practical joke. I still have that booster seat in my I don't think this will fit in there, but, and it's just that sense of humor that the drivers and supervisors that I all love that just made me want to come to work most of the time. Every once in a while, you want to stay home, but it's a job that it's always something kind of new, like police work, but it's still dealing with people, and that's just me. That's the way my dad brought me up. He said treat people like they like to be treated, and I just carried that on. And he's not with us, but I say the proudest thing I have is I wish he was, because he was tough on me. He was a good Army sergeant, but he said, boy, you won't last 2 weeks. But now I know why he said it. He didn't say it because he didn't think I could do it. He did it to boost me to do it. And without him, I wouldn't have got to it. And so I praise him. He's gone now, but he's still with me every day. And I thank him for it. And I thank all of you for being here. and it's just unbelievable. Thank you very much.